I'm sure as you know, we've got to talk about Black Swan. 2.0 live stream just happened last night, and they showed 5 events, I believe, a web event as well, so 6 events technically. The main story is going to cross 2.0 all the way to 2.2 of a 2.3 epilogue, and not to mention Black Swan Sparkle, and I'm actually not going to mention Misha, like, who actually cares about that character? I'm convinced no one does. But also, YouTube's been a while since I made a dedicated video, so, hey, I am here to talk to you about Black Swan and why she is busted. Like, absolutely busted. Entirely so. So without further ado, we're going to get into it, but I do want to preface this with this live stream was relatively rushed, and we don't know concrete every single aspect of what they may do. So keep that in mind. I will let you know stuff that we don't know, and from what the showcase displays us, I kind of figured it out, or at least had a pretty close guess. There's no copium here, don't worry about that. The Black Swan is our Wind Nihility. Put Shitbo in the bin, we don't have to worry about him no more. And her basic attack, Percipient's Silent Dawn, deals wind damage to a single enemy with a chance to inflict Arcana stacks onto them. They talk about Arcana stacks a lot in this. I'm talking about this in the aspect of Foresight because later on is where they explain it better. But essentially, what Arcana is a special damage over time affliction. The more times it can be stacked, the more times DOT is going to hit, or at the very least, it's going to hit harder. In the example shown, they use Gwenethan, Kafka, DOT characters. You'll get the gist at the very least. A viewer over at my Twitch, twitch.tv/MaximumGacha, also mentioned if you play Sim Universe, it's essentially suspicion stacks from what it looks like. So yeah, shout out Val, thank you, appreciate it. But moving on to the more important thing, her skill. Decadence, False Twilight. It deals wind damage to a single target and the adjacent enemies, so about 3 enemies, sort of like a Serverly, sort of like a Kafka-y. Yeah, know what I mean. And in the video, we can see it also afflicts defense reduction, similar to characters like Pella, Silverwolf, essentially debuffers, which, can I just say, sounds like she's going to be causing a lot of problems. You put DOT teams, they're going to be doing a million damage to them. Don't worry about power creep. Like, oh, is your Kafka trashed? Is your Gwenethan trashed? No, they're actually amplified with the announcement of a new Nihility. It's not a power creep in the slightest. She is almost a debuffer, if anything. Black Swan I'm referring to. Alright, now we're getting onto her talent, Loom of Fate's Caprice. There wasn't a direct explanation in the live stream as to what the talent does, however in the showcase it does show that the DOT users that attack the enemies with stacks of Arcana do increase damage to the Arcana afflicted enemies. Similar to what I said about Arcana earlier, and what I think will happen is this will work alongside the afflicted Arcana enemies as to how they have extra damage received with the more Arcana stacks they get, which already happens, by the way, and they'll develop more Arcana stacks since the whole point of Arcana is to stack as many times as humanly possible. So the point of this talent pretty much is when Arcana enemies are hit by other characters, they have a chance to stack more Arcana. Again, think it's Suspicion. That thing can cap out at 99. I don't know if this is a 99 cap because that might be a bit OP, but we'll have to wait and see till we get more concrete information because they kind of skipped over it or at the very least glossed over it in the live stream. Now, we're going to talk about the ultimate, but I need to say, in the live stream, they straight up just cut the ultimate halfway through and don't even tell you what it does, nor show you what it does. So, from the limited bit we got to see, Bliss of Otherworld's Embrace deals damage to all enemies with the sickest cutscene I've seen in the game to date. Second, maybe only to Fujuan, but that's up for debate, you know? They are both 10 out of 10 ultimate animations. But yeah, they don't tell you what it does. If I was to guess, it would be affliction stats, Arcana affliction, sorry. More stacks of that, maybe even a defense shred and force to trigger damage over time on ult use maybe. That's a pure shot in the dark, the final bit there with just the DOT instant affliction, but they don't talk about it. And also, as you can see in the footage I'm showing in this video, it just stops. The cutscene doesn't even finish. Kind of upsetting. But I want to loop back to the technique, because for some weird reason they showed it at the very start of the video, but I feel like it would have been really weird to see without the understanding of how Arcana works, which is like the main gimmick of her kit, because it wouldn't really make any sense without it. So the technique is From Facade to Verite, probably butchered the name there, and upon entering battle attacking an enemy, enemies will receive Arcana stacks. As to how many stacks they do receive, we have no idea whatsoever, but in the showcase that we saw, the main enemy attack got 4, and the adjacent enemy got 3. So I don't know if that's RNG based, or if it is just a flat thing of 3 for surrounding enemies, and 4 guaranteed for the enemy you hit to afflict battle. That's the way I might see it. Again, we have to wait and see officially when she does, or right before she comes out when we get that Oyo Lab link, and it's going to be like, here's the actual kit of what she does. Because as good as this live stream was, they let me down a little bit in that side of things. Now, that is her kit in a nutshell. I want to talk about team comps because I think that is really, really worth mentioning. Any DOT comp is going to be a W. Gwynethyn with Fire Kiss is going to be stupid. Kafka will capitalize on the damage output like you would not believe. Also, by the way, if you have Eidolons like DeCapo and stuff like that, it's just going to make the DOT hit that much harder with a character like this who's almost a pseudo buffer as much as they are a actual damage over time dealer. So, I don't use Shippo. Just out of my pure disdain and hatred for the character, let's just say you put him in the bin because you now have a new win ability, and he is kinda cringe. And look, I don't really want to go into talking about sets because that's so up for debate with everything. People, like, goddamn, people just run quantum set in every character, which, can I just say, if you do that, you are weird. Just farm the ice set for Jingliu. I don't know how many times I gotta say it. Your 5% increase is not valid. You were just coping. And if you're gonna be like, oh, but they have quantum weakness, it's situational. Just farm the ice set. But hey, win set's probably gonna go crazy. The new attack set that comes out with the follow-up domain would also go really hard, as we know it's a DOT set. And for orbs, I'd probably put Glamoff because the speed increase with the damage increases, in my opinion, that would probably fuck the most. But I don't know. No concrete numbers just yet. And also, they have also glossed over some of the kits, so I'm a little bit blind on some of the aspects of that too. But I'd go Glamoff, and I would go the new attack percent set with DOT on the 4-piece, but I'm sure the wind option as well is also viable. But yeah, that's pretty much it. She is hot as, let me tell you. And I don't know where to even begin in telling you guys, yes, I'm pulling for her. I'm probably not going to get a like zone, but I guarantee you with the 20 free pulls that we get from the update, which, by the way, if you don't know, you didn't watch the live stream, you get a free temple login, which we expected. Let's not say that we are ungrateful, but Genshin fans, we ain't like them. We ain't three pull impact. We are 20 pull star rail. You get a free temple on top of the daily login temple on 2.0's release. You just get a free temple rip off like that. And yes, tomorrow we're making a video on Sparkle because I'm sure people want to see that. Like the video and comment if you do want that as well, just so I know how urgently I need to get it out. And obviously all support is always greatly appreciated. And if this did help you in any way, shape or form in understanding how Black Swan works, also please like the video. It would mean so much to see that I'm actually making this for people getting an insight as opposed to just making it for no particular reason other than to keep uploading. But that'll be it, boys. Thank you so much for the support. I hope if you're a Black Swan wanter, you'll become a Black Swan haver. I truly do. And yeah, go follow my Twitch. I mentioned it before in the video, but I'm gonna mention it again. We stream every day, every second day, depending on the schedule, and it's an absolute vibe. You have any questions, I'm sure I can answer them there. So link is in the description, twitch.tv/MaximGacha, and I'll see you on the next one. Later, boys.